Thank you very much, Frank, for your very generous words, as usual. And I would like to greet you all, colleagues, friends, and those who inspired me in this journey. And it's a great pleasure for me to see you all here. When Frank asked me to do the valedictory lecture, I didn't know what the valedictory lecture was. So I asked Melinda, what does that mean? I thought the staff would be in great jubilation and celebration. I was leaving. And Melinda, I think, referred to the dictionary and said, well, it's a farewell speech. And Frank was insisting that it should be inspirational as well. And so I have spent some time reflecting really on these 6 years. And again to say how privileged I am to be with you all in this journey. I was asked to, unfortunately, write my speech. Bureaucracy takes over, I can tell that. And that the deadline was the end of August. And that I had to read the speech, which was not very easy because I don't like reading speeches. So I am going to be improper, and if I did read the speech, it would take about 1.5 hours to time it. And I don't think I could test your patience. But I must thank Nick Killick and Louise Franklin for the work they have done both in producing this document. I was attracted to, I suppose, international alert through, I suppose, an existential dilemma. And that was my own country and the tragedy that fell into my country. It had a decisive impact on me. When I returned from the London School of Economics to go back to Sri Lanka, I was equipped with a BA honours degree. I had a good understanding of equilibrium theory in economics, in sociology, very good understanding of imperialism and class conflicts. When I came back to my country, I realized that I had to throw away these textbooks because what I was confronted was ethnic conflicts. And that was the hatred of people who had lived for generations with each other through his neighbors. There was no textbook which could inform me on how to tackle this problem. When the neighbors that you had lived with for many years suddenly were caught up in this conflict and some died, and I had witnessed this. And I took a decision after a very intensive political life, and Frank is right in saying I was controversial, to go back to understand what had happened, what was happening in my own country, and find safe haven in Norway. And Norway was an exciting and exhilarating experience. I was impressed by the love of the environment that Norwegians had, and began to understand why Norwegians love solitude and their regular conversations with nature. I understood why Norwegians would spend days and nights in the depths of the winter in high mountains, sitting and staring into the sky. His love of the environment and his commitment to the poor and global justice impressed me and moved me. I was given a lot of encouragement and support in Norway for my work. I also learned the semblance of democracy in not the giving the vote, but I understood it was democracy, but democracy in the family. Because I lived with a Norwegian family. And I had to wash the plates, do the household chores, share in the marketing, and transparent. And living with the Norwegian family, I began to, very painful, I began to learn the virtues of living that democracy, trying to learn that democracy. And that was a period when I also met Marit, my wife, Norwegian, with whom I have spent all these years and who has been my friend and supporter in my work. And at the International Peace Research Institute, where I was invited, I was asked, it was a privilege, because I had the fantastic opportunity for 10 years in solitude to reflect on conflicts and about Sri Lanka and about what conflicts were about. Why couldn't it have been prevented? The need for early warning, the need for prevention. And I challenged the Peace Research Committee, because they were at that time concerned, rightly, with the nuclear holocaust, with the threat for humanity. I was more concerned with the civil wars, the hot wars which were surrounding us, which were coming up. I asked questions. Could these be prevented in the future? Or do we have to continue to witness the genocide each decade? And that drove me to books, to writing, to speeches, to papers, which was part of my life. But then I realized it was not a search which I was engaged in alone. There were many who were asking the same questions about conflict, about the future. And one of them was Martin Enners. And Martin had a profound impact on me and my thinking. He was blessed with a radical and far-reaching vision, which helped me to crystallize my own early scattered ideas.